Hi, this is Sven Rafferty of SvenOnTech. Video review for the Harman Kardon Go+Play Micro. Today we'll be looking at this small boombox made for your iPod and iPhone, which replaces the original Play and Go. And I'm putting it in front of the Micro to give you an idea of the Micro of the new version. We're going to go ahead and lift the camera gently here and pan out to give you a side-by-side look of these two devices. What you're going to find is it's truly not smaller than the original Harman Kardon Go+Play. What you will find is the speakers are definitely smaller on the Micro compared to the original, where the original has some air ports in the back for the bass, and the Micro no longer has this. It has a large plane now for the batteries. The Micro has a top clean flush mount with a raised spot for the device versus the original, which only actually would hold the iPod, made for iPod. And truth is, you can't angle in your iPhone into the original and just get this was not made for the iPhone prompt from the iPhone, but we have tested both units doing an A/B comparison of sound to see if it worked, and it actually does work fine, and we were able to do good A/B comparison. I'm going to go ahead and remove the original and safely unplugging the power supply there. And we're going to go ahead and bring this guy a little closer so we can see the components of the Harman Kardon Go+Play Micro. Other differences between the Micro, besides the smaller speakers, the raised platform, and a little cleaner look, is also the remote control. This is the remote control that comes with the new Micro. It is infrared, if you can see the eye there for the infrared, versus the original has a Bluetooth remote. And what was nice about the Bluetooth is you didn't have to have a line of sight to make the remote work like you would an infrared. Though the infrared is pretty forgiving, you still do need to point it in this direction. The Bluetooth version, I could have pointed it this way and it still would work fine. Another nice thing about the original is as you can see, it's kind of curved. That's because it went into the back of the original unit. There was a little case stowaway for it, whereas the Micro, well, apparently it's too small to have anything to hold the remote on this guy. So that means it is gone. It will be lost within about a week of most average users' use of it, which is too bad, because that was one of my favorite things of the original Go+Play, was that door for the remote. Over the specs is this, the Micro is a portable loudspeaker dock for iPod and iPhone. That's the official name. It does come in black. And the input is the iPhone iPod dock connector, which you'll see right here. You remove this guy. The dock connector is right there. You can use this to adjust the height for sitting your iPod or iPhone just right. You get this guy in there, you're ready to go, and you can push play and off you will go. Controls include lowering the volume increase. And again, you're already seeing how I have to have this pointed. There's also mute. You also have up and down, play and pause, back and forward, menu, and enter. So if you look at Lenny over there, and if I hit menu, you'll notice the menu comes up. And you remember the up and down, I can now go up or down, as I'm choosing to do now. And we can go ahead and select by hitting enter, hitting the volume, and bring it up. Again, the remote is sadly not responsive as the original Go+Play was because of the infrared and trying to get it pointed in the right direction of where the infrared eye on this device is. Makes it a little difficult. We can go again to the menu and we can again, let's say, go up, choose what's up there, and you can see, bring it a little up so we can see this. You can see the selection going up. I'm doing this by remote. We'll go ahead and select. Go back to menu. We can go back down. Select a song. Enter. And there it goes. Again, menu can go as far as you want it back into your library, up to your playlists. You can scroll through artists if you continue to hit the menu button to the more. And it will go through all of your selections on your iPhone or your iPod. You even will hit the shared list if you're on a network. And this is essentially where it stops by continuing to hit menu. However, I am now stuck at the last aspect in the menu, which is the shared, using the iOS 4.3, allowing you to get onto your network and share. Unfortunately, all you can do is hit cancel there. If we go to the podcasts again, menu will cycle through all of your selections. You get through the songs, the audiobooks, compilations, composers, genres, iTunes, more, and then you get to stuck in the shared. You can't go back. Enter doesn't get you back. And obviously the skip doesn't get you back, and those things don't get you back. If you do play around with the menu feature, you'll find it's pretty handful if you are far away from the device, and you can kind of mold your way around using the menu, which is really nice. This feature was not available on the original, which gives you a new bonus feature. So I guess you can't store the remote, but you certainly can use the menu of the remote. That's pretty nice. The music, the sound of this device versus its big brother is honestly very surprisingly good. The dynamics is about the same, though the separation does sound a little better on the micro. The signal to noise ratio is less than 85 decibels. The frequency response is 70 hertz to 20 kilohertz, which is very high, and you do hear that entire gamut of low to high. 70 hertz isn't quite bass thumping hitting. You're not going to be able to put some really hard hitting 808 rap in here, but you will get tight, strong bass. In fact, you get better bass out of the micro than you do the original. And the reason is they have decided at Harman Kardon to go ahead and put the woofer, if you can see there, on the bottom of it, of the unit, and you can see the air ports as well. When that woofer hits, you will feel it on your surface vibrating. It's very well done, very well designed, and again, the bass was surprisingly very tight. Something not found in many boomboxes at this price range, and I was impressed by it. But I think what I was most overly impressed with the Harman Kardon Go+Play Micro is the separation in sound. From lows to highs, this thing does not leave anything for a gap. The separation is incredible. The dynamics is great. You can hear the sound, the highs, you can hear the mids, and you can get some really good bass out of this. I'm going to try to find an example of such a song. This is a good example, even though the song is an old song. The Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter. You can hear the separation between the drums, the guitar, and the voices coming through. Again, this is a video with low quality audio. You're not going to get much out of it, so I'm not even going to try it. You got a little dynamics here with the crescendo of the guitar coming in. Bass here. You can hear the bass line of the guitar, and you can literally feel it in the device as well. Overall, I'm extremely impressed just with the dynamics, and we'll go ahead and get some KJ52 on there. The spread between the highs and the lows, as well as the mids, is great. The separation is what most impresses me with the Harman Kardon Go+Play Micro, and I think due in fact with the speakers here pointed outward as opposed to pointing directly towards you is helping that separation. Definitely having that bass module here on the bottom is helping getting the bass where it needs to be, since it is a non-directional sound below the unit and not obscuring anything in front of the unit to give you those mids and the highs. Overall, the Harman Kardon Go+Play Micro is definitely a better unit than its big brother. It's a little smaller in the footprint, but overall it's about the same size. It looks a lot sleeker in my opinion. It does work with the iPhone out of the box. It has a nice setup here with the lighting and so forth. You put it on the mute, you can see the little white light here flashing, indicating that it's muted. The remote has a lot more functionality than the original remote, but again, remember the original right here is Bluetooth, where this is infrared, making it a little more difficult to use. But you do have that control, the menu control, so you can control your iPhone as well as your iPod and kind of have a little more flexibility of moving around. Again, if you're kind of far away from the unit, it's not going to give you too much flexibility unless you know your playlist or you're browsing the section of artists or whatever it may be, and you kind of can know where you're traveling without actually looking, stumbling in the dark kind of per se. I am disappointed that there is no compartment for the remote. Again, that means it's going to be immediately lost for most people, as it's difficult to keep it with the device in any particular way unless you get a Velcro for the back of it and Velcro it onto the back of the unit itself. That's one idea that you can use. But overall, I am impressed with the Harman Kardon Go+Play Micro. The dynamics is what impresses me the most, with its 2-inch, with its tweeters of 15 watts, one woofer on the bottom, 30 watts, all at 1% THD. You know, they put in 4 Odyssey and 1 Atlas Transcender in here. It's pretty impressive. For input, there is an auxiliary input of 3.5mm or 1/8 jack, commonly known jack, as well as an output for video. It is an RCA video type, as opposed to the original having an S video type. So if you have videos on your iPhone or iPod, you'll be able to view those videos with this playing as the audio apparatus for your videos on the big screen. I am Sven Rafferty for SvenOnTech, the video review of Harman Kardon's Go+Play Micro. I would recommend you go taking a look at this unit and seeing what you think about it. It is a good value at $250 for what you're getting out of it. A nice light, responsive, sharp hitting, tight bass with great mids and excellent highs. Harman Kardon once again has done a very good job on this unit. Visit SvenOnTech.com for news, views, and reviews. And thank you for watching this video review.